It was early in the morning when I opened my eyes. The room was quiet. The sky outside my window was still dark, and the world had not yet begun to move. Normally, I would reach for my phone. I would check my messages, read the news, and think about everything I needed to do. But that morning was different. Before I could move, I heard a gentle voice. "Good morning." I sat up quickly and looked around the room. Who said that? Be afraid. It is me. Jesus, is that really you? That is true. Is this a dream? Does it feel like a dream? It feels more real than anything I have felt before. Then come with me. Where are we going? Through your day. Day? There is nothing special about my day. Is what you believe. But today, I want to show you that no moment of your life is meaningless. Got out of bed and stood beside him. His presence filled the room with peace. I had 1,000 questions, but for the first time in a long time, I did not feel the need to speak. Did not sleep well last night. How did you know? I was with you. Even when I was lying awake. Especially then. Prayed, but I did not hear an answer. You thought silence meant I had left you. Yes, that is true. Silence does not mean absence. A teacher can be quiet during a test and still remain in the room. Last night was a test. It was a moment of growth. You were learning to trust me without receiving immediate proof. It hurt. I know how you feel. Why didn't you take the pain away? Because sometimes I remove the pain, and sometimes I use it to remove something harmful from you. Are you removing from me? The belief that you must control everything, before you can feel safe. Lowered my eyes because his words were true. I wanted to trust God, but I also wanted to know exactly what would happen next. Begin the morning. Toward the bathroom and looked at myself in the mirror. My hair was untidy, and my eyes looked tired. I do not like what I see. What do you see? Someone who is tired. Someone who has made too many mistakes. Someone who should be much further ahead in life. Is not what I see. What do you see? I see someone who has survived days they thought would destroy them. I see someone who is still learning. I see someone I have never stopped loving. I have failed so many times. Failure is something that happened. It is not your name. Other people remember my mistakes. People will always speak to the version of you they once knew. You must not allow their memory to become your identity. How do I stop caring about what they think? By caring more about what is true. And what is true? The worst thing you have done. You are not the cruelest thing someone has said about you. You are not the opportunity you missed. You are not the person who walked away from you. You are a soul still being shaped by grace. Washed my face and went into the kitchen. I poured water into a glass and began preparing breakfast. You are already thinking about tomorrow. Have many responsibilities. Responsibilities are not the problem. Fear is the problem. How can I tell the difference? Responsibility asks, what can I do today? Fear asks, what if everything goes wrong tomorrow? Ask the second question a lot. I know how you feel. Worry about money. I worry about my family. I worry about my health. I worry that I will work hard and still fail. Has worrying ever added another hour to your life? It has not. Has it solved tomorrow's problems? It has not. Then why do you treat worry as though it protects you? Because if I stop worrying, I feel like I am being careless. Peace is not carelessness. Trusting me does not mean you stop working. It means you stop carrying tomorrow before it arrives. What should I do when worry begins? Turn to the moment you are in. Look at the food before you. Feel the ground beneath you. Take the next honest step. Tomorrow will receive its own strength when it comes. I sat at the table and began eating. You forgot something. Did I forget? To be thankful. Closed my eyes. Thank you for this food. Thank you for this morning. Thank you for being here. I have always been here. Why have I not felt you? Because you often look for me only in miracles. You expect thunder, signs, and sudden answers. But I am also present in quiet breath, ordinary food, unexpected kindness, and the strength that helps you rise after a difficult night. Ordinary moments can be holy. Every moment becomes holy when love enters it. After breakfast, I prepared to leave the house. Outside, people were walking quickly. Cars passed along the road, and everyone appeared busy. A woman near the corner asked strangers for help. Most people walked past her without looking. Is that woman important to you? She is as important to me as you are. I cannot help everyone. I did not ask you to help everyone today. I asked you not to make your inability to do everything an excuse for doing nothing. What should I do? What can you do? Can buy her breakfast. Begin there. Purchased some food and gave it to the woman. She looked at me and smiled. The woman said, "Thank you, God bless you." Her smile stayed in my mind as I walked away. How do you feel? I feel lighter inside. Often does that. When you lift another person, part of your own burden rises too. Why? You brought me here? I brought you here so you would notice her. You have prayed for opportunities to serve me, but many times you have walked past the answer, because it did not look important enough. Serving you can be that simple. A sincere act of love is never small. Continued walking. Soon my phone rang. It was someone I had been avoiding. I do not want to answer. Why do you feel that way? This person hurt me. Then you do not have to pretend that nothing happened. Aren't I supposed to forgive? Forgiveness and pretending are not the same thing. Is forgiveness, then? Forgiveness means you stop feeding your soul with the poison of revenge. It does not mean you call harmful behavior good. It does not always mean restoring access. Sometimes forgiveness happens with a boundary. So I can forgive someone and still keep my distance. You can release anger without returning to the place where you were repeatedly wounded. Have felt guilty for protecting myself. Door can be closed without hatred. Love does not require you to become available for endless harm. Should I answer the call? Why do you want to answer? Part of me wants an apology. If you do not receive one, I will feel hurt again. Wait until your peace no longer depends on what they say. Allowed the call to end. Am I running away? Today, you are choosing not to reopen a wound, simply because someone knocked on the door. We reached my workplace. As soon as I entered, I could feel pressure rising inside me. There were messages waiting, problems to solve, and people expecting answers. This is where I usually lose my peace. Do not leave me at the door. Do I take you into my work? Honestly. Speak kindly. Do not build your success upon another person's failure. Do not become cruel simply because the environment rewards cruelty. Kind people are often ignored. Kindness is not weakness. You can be gentle and still say no. You can be peaceful and still defend the truth. You can be humble without allowing others to treat you as worthless. If someone else receives the opportunity I wanted, celebrate without believing their blessing has stolen yours. Is difficult. Comparison makes another person's light feel like evidence of your darkness. But I do not create destinies in limited supply. Sometimes I look at people my age and feel ashamed. They have homes, families, money, and successful careers. You see their public victories. You do not see their private battles. Still, I feel behind. Behind whom exactly? I feel behind everyone. You cannot be late to a life that was never meant to follow someone else's schedule. What if I have wasted years? Give me what remains, and I can create meaning from what you call wasted. Can you restore lost time? Can restore purpose? When purpose returns, even painful years become teachers. Sat at my desk and began my work. A few hours passed. I made a mistake on an important task, and my heart started beating faster. I knew this would happen. I always ruin things. Stop for a moment. What do you mean? Listen to the way you speak to yourself. I only said the truth. You turned one mistake into a judgment upon your entire life. I am frustrated. Frustration does not give you permission to become your own enemy. Should I say instead? I made a mistake, but I can respond honestly and learn from it. Sounds too simple. Healing often begins with simple truths repeated until the heart believes them. What if people judge me? Accept correction where it is true. Release condemnation where it is cruel. Wisdom knows the difference. Corrected the mistake and apologized to the person affected by it. They were calmer than I expected. I created a disaster in my mind before anything had happened. Often suffer through imaginary endings. Why do I do that? Because your mind believes that predicting pain will prevent surprise. But expecting disaster every day does not keep you safe. It only steals joy from moments where disaster never arrives. Each time, I sat alone outside. The sky was blue and a soft wind moved through the trees. Jesus, may I ask you something difficult? You may ask me anything. Why do good people suffer? Question carries many wounds inside it. I have watched kind people become sick. I have watched families lose people they loved. I have seen cruel people succeed while honest people struggle. Sometimes the world feels unfair. Much of what happens in this broken world grieves me too. Why don't you stop it all? Are mysteries you cannot fully hold from where you stand. But do not confuse my patience with approval, or human freedom with my desire. I do not rejoice in cruelty, sickness or loss. Where are you when someone is suffering? Beside them. Within the hands that help them. Within the courage that carries them through another hour. Within every person who refuses to let suffering have the final word. Sometimes people pray, and nothing changes. Sometimes the situation changes. Sometimes the person receives the strength to walk through what did not change. Both may be miracles, even when only one looks miraculous from the outside. I wish faith meant that nothing painful would happen. Faith does not promise a life without storms. It gives you an anchor that the storm cannot remove. Looked at the trees and remained silent. Who are you thinking about? Someone I lost. Tell me about them. They made ordinary days feel special. I thought I would have more time with them. Always believes, there should have been more time. Still talk to them in my mind. Grief is love learning how to speak after someone is gone. Will the pain ever disappear? It will change. At first, grief may feel like an ocean in which you cannot breathe. Later it may become a wave that visits without carrying you away. You will not forget them. You will learn how to carry their memory without losing yourself beneath it. Is it wrong that I still cry? Evidence of weak faith. Even I wept. You truly understand? Understand the pain of loving, losing, being rejected, being misunderstood, and feeling alone. Sometimes people tell me to move on. Healing does not obey another person's calendar. Move forward gently. Do not punish yourself for being human. Afternoon arrived, and we began walking home. On the way we passed a small park. Children were playing, laughing, and running across the grass. When did you last laugh like that? I do not remember. Do you feel that way? Became serious. Is serious, but that does not mean joy is irresponsible. Sometimes I feel guilty when I am happy, because other people are suffering. Your sadness does not heal the world. Let joy renew your strength so that you can bring more goodness into it. I've forgotten how to enjoy life. You have postponed joy until every problem is solved. Is that wrong? If you wait for a life without problems, you may wait forever. Receive the good moments that arrive between the difficult ones. Can I do that? It's them. A warm meal, a safe place to rest, a friend who listens, sunlight entering a window, a child laughing, a second chance. These moments do not erase pain, but pain should not erase them either. We sat on a bench near the playground. Jesus, do you become disappointed in me? Grieved when you choose what destroys you. But I do not stop loving you. After I repeat the same mistake. Even after the same mistake. Why is that? 'Cause my love is not a prize you earn through perfect behavior. Why should I try to change? To purchase my love, but because you have already received it. Real love does not say, remain imprisoned. It opens the door and teaches you to walk free. Have promised to change many times. Build another dramatic promise. Make one honest decision today. Only one honest decision? Faithful step repeated can transform an entire life. What if I fall again? Turn. Again. Will you grow tired of me? Do you imagine your weakness is greater than my mercy? You say it like that, no. Stop running away from me whenever you need me most. In the evening, we returned to my house. I prepared a simple meal and placed 2 plates on the table. Do you eat? Have eaten at many tables. Is not very impressive. Impressed by expensive tables. I care about what is shared around them. Table is usually quiet. Speaks honestly. What should I say? Tell me what you have been afraid to say in prayer. I thought you already knew everything. But honesty does something important inside you. Right, I am angry. Who are you angry with? I am angry at you. Continue, and tell me everything. Asked you for something important. I believed, I waited, I tried to be patient, but the answer never came. What did that make you believe? I was not important to you. You measured my love through one unanswered request. A small request. I know how you feel. Didn't you give it to me? There are times when I protect you through a closed door. There are times when the answer is not yet. There are also times when another person's choice is involved, and love does not force the human heart. How do I know which one happened? You may not always know immediately. How can I trust you? Beyond the single moment. Remember the doors that opened unexpectedly. Remember the dangers you later understood. Remember the strength that appeared when you thought you had none. So, you are asking me to trust your character when I cannot understand your decision? Yes, that is true. Is hard. Trust would not be necessary if you could already see everything. Down at the table. Are you upset that I said I was angry? I would rather receive your honest anger than your dishonest worship. Can faith include questions? Faith is not the absence of questions. It is the decision to keep walking with me while some questions remain unanswered. After dinner, darkness covered the sky. We stepped outside and looked at the stars. There are so many. Yet, you believe your life is invisible to me. Compared with the universe, I am very small. Small does not mean unimportant. Do you know every person like this? I know every hidden tear, every silent prayer, every private battle, and every act of kindness no one applauded. You know what people have done to me. Yes, That is true. Justice, ever come, remains hidden forever. But do not allow your desire for justice to transform you into the thing that wounded you. Should I do with the anger to me before it becomes your master? Use it to create boundaries, defend truth, and protect the vulnerable. Do not use it to destroy your own heart. Is it possible to become peaceful after betrayal? Yes, but peace does not begin when the past changes. It begins when the past no longer controls your present. How will I know that I am healing? You will remember, without reliving. You will speak about what happened, without allowing it to decide what happens next. You will stop waiting for the person who broke you to become the person who repairs you. Final sentence entered the deepest part of my heart. For years I had waited for someone to return, explain everything, and heal the damage they had caused. What if they never apologize? Do not place your freedom inside their mouth. I have been waiting for words that may never come. You do not need their permission to heal. Grew colder. We went back inside, and I knew our day was almost finished. Will you leave when I go to sleep? I will not. Will I still hear you tomorrow? Perhaps not in this same way. How will I know what to do? What you learn today. Begin the morning with gratitude before fear gives you its instructions. Speak to yourself with the same mercy you offer other people. Do the good that is within your reach. Forgive without surrendering necessary boundaries. Work honestly without making success your identity. Do not compare your path with someone else's journey. Allow yourself to grieve, build your home inside grief. Receive joy without guilt. Bring me your questions, your disappointment, and even your anger. And when you cannot see the road ahead, take the next faithful step. If tomorrow is difficult, we will face it together. If I feel alone again. Feelings can speak loudly, but they do not always speak truth. What is the truth? The truth is that you have never lived a single unloved day. Even on my worst day. Especially not then. What if I lose everything? You may lose things you thought you could not live without. You may watch plans change and people leave. But if you keep your heart open to me, loss will not have the authority to erase who you are becoming. What am I becoming? Kinder than your pain, wiser than your mistakes, stronger than your fear, more honest than the masks you once wore. Am not there yet. Did not say the work was finished. How long will it take? You keep asking how quickly you can arrive. I am teaching you how faithfully you can walk. Will I ever fully understand my life? Perhaps not while you are standing inside every unfinished chapter. A single thread may look meaningless until you see the entire tapestry. And you can see it? From the beginning to the end. Is the ending good? You continue walking in love. Even your wounds will not be wasted. Before you go, tell me one thing I must never forget. You are already thinking about what you should do for me. Isn't that important? It is. But first, remember what I have done for you. Grace begins not with your perfect performance, but with my love. What do you want from me? Want your real heart, not the polished version you present to the world. Real heart is messy. I know how you feel. It is afraid. Bring me the fear. It is tired. Bring me the exhaustion. It is sometimes jealous, angry, and confused. Bring me all of it. You cannot heal what you continually hide. You will not reject me. Came looking for people who believed they were too lost to be found. Tears filled my eyes. I spent years believing I had to become better before I could come close to you. Come close, and my love will help you become better. Understand now. Tell me what you understand. I understand that you were present in the morning silence, You were present when I looked into the mirror. You were present in the food on my table and in the stranger on the street. You were present in my work, my mistakes, my grief, my questions, and my anger. You were present when doors closed. You were present when people left. You were present in moments I called ordinary, and in nights I thought I had survived alone. Yes, that is true. I kept waiting for you to enter my life, but you were already here. Yes, that is true. Perhaps the miracle I needed was not for you to arrive. What was the miracle? The miracle was finally learning how to notice you. You are beginning to see. The room became quiet again. Jesus walked toward the door, but before he disappeared, he turned and looked at me. There is one final thing. Is it? What? Tomorrow morning, someone will wake up believing their life has no value. Someone will feel forgotten. Someone will be carrying a pain they have not told anyone about. What should I do? The kindness that reminds them, I have not forgotten them. How will I know who they are? Pay attention. Hurting people do not always look broken. Sometimes they smile. Sometimes they work beside you. Sometimes they say, I am fine, because no one has ever waited long enough to hear the truth. Should I say to them? Always need perfect words. Listen without rushing. Sit without judging. Remind them that needing help does not make them weak. If I am the person who wakes up feeling that way, then offer the same kindness to yourself. Jesus opened the door. Wait, will I see you again? Look for me in every place where love chooses to remain. And he was gone. The next morning I opened my eyes in the same room. The sky outside was still dark. My responsibilities had not disappeared. My past had not changed. The world was still imperfect. Some of my questions were still unanswered. But something inside me was different. Before reaching for my phone, I placed my feet on the floor and took a slow breath. Good morning, Jesus. For a moment, there was only silence. Then I remembered what he had told me. Silence does not mean absence. I walked to the window. A thin line of golden light appeared across the sky, and the darkness slowly began to move away. I did not know everything that the new day would bring. I did not know which doors would open or which plans might fail. I did not know whether I would feel strong in every moment. But I knew I would not walk alone. Perhaps faith was not the ability to see the entire road. Perhaps faith was simply taking the next step while trusting the one who could. So I began my day. Not without fear, not without questions, as a perfect person. I began as someone loved. And for the first time, that was enough.